Okay, this is Dottie. Say hi, Dottie. Say hi, Dottie. Miss Castleberry says she's a little fat. She's not fat, she's just got big bones. That's all. But we're gonna, well, she can't read. I'm gonna read a book to you today, and it's called, okay, she's gone. I knew that wouldn't last long. Perfect the Pig. Now, before we talk about this, I want to tell you two things about this book that come to mind, and that is a saying that my dad used to use, an idiom, which that's all he did was speak in idioms, and it was, that will happen the day pigs fly. Okay, there's no way a pig can fly. I have a flying pig. It doesn't fly. This is my flying pig. Put it right there so you can see it real close. And you see it's old. It's made out of cast iron. I use it to keep my door open and stuff like that. But that's my flying pig. Oh, I forgot. Pigs can't fly. Okay. So this was read to me a long time ago. I'm going to scoot up just a little. This is my chair. I love this chair. It's my swinging chair. And you got to push from behind because I don't need to be pushing anything. And it is about a little pig named Perfect. And it was read a long time ago on a show that I used to love to watch. Well, my boys used to love to watch. I'm not that young. Reading Rainbow. But the words I want to talk about today are two kinds of words, and it's figurative language. You have two major types of figurative language. You have metaphors and similes. Now, I could tell you about a lot more, but that's a little too deep. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about is a simile. Now, simile, yeah, I know it's backwards. Somebody told me my Tom Petty shirt was backwards, but you can figure it out. Simile is when you compare two things, but you use the word like or as. For example, Miss Gober is as sweet as an angel. Okay. Now, a metaphor is also figurative language, and it's when you say, no, something is that thing. Like if you said, Miss Gober is an angel. Or you could say, Miss Gober is a witch. Miss Gober is like a witch. Either way, that's figurative language. All right, so this is it. Perfect the pig. He was so small that his mother didn't even know he was there. The other piglets were always pushing and shoving and squealing, you know, being greedy for food. I hope you can see this better. There you go. I know I lick my fingers. I'm not supposed to do that, but I'm home. But the tiny pig was gentle, quiet, and never greedy. He always kept clean while the other piglets rolled around in the mud. He would lie under his favorite tree, wishing for wings to carry him into the sky. I do that sometimes. One day he heard a terrible squeal. A large sow, that will be a big old mama, I hope that's right, had fallen in the road. The little pig crawled under the fence and ran to help her. Now he's just a little pig. Ooh, she is big. That's a big one right there. Yes, sirree, Bob. That would be a mama pig. Sow. I'm sure I'll find out if I'm wrong. He had to push with all his might, but at last he got the sow up on her feet. Now I want you to look at the picture. You see how little and how big she is? Have mercy. He was so strong, he never gave up. Now the sow thanked the little pig, and she offered him a wish. Anything at all, she said. I want wings, he answered. The sow nodded and went on her way. Almost all at once, wings began to grow and sprout on the little pig's back. I'm not kidding. Check it out. See them? Wow. He was thrilled. He walked, and then he began to work his wings. All of a sudden, he flew around. He flew around all day. At night, when he got back to the pig pen, when the other pigs saw his wings, they pushed him out of the pig pen. Wonder why? Probably because he's different. I know about that. Go sleep with the birds, they said. But the birds wouldn't even let him stay with them either. So, the birds said no. So he had to go. The woman, I skipped a page, sorry. It's because I didn't lick my fingers. Well, on and on he flew until he came to this big city. I'm not going to show you that picture because it's just dark. He landed on a fire escape, too tired and hungry to go on. A woman came to the window. Look, he's so tiny. Oh, look at those sweet little wings. She took him inside. I licked my fingers that time. The woman fed the little pig and then hush, Dottie. Sorry. The woman fed the little pig, then put him to bed and kissed him good night. The little pig kissed her back. Oh, how perfect you are, the woman said. And she named the little pig Perfect. Watch this. Dottie, what'd I say? That might last for a little while, but I don't know. So the woman named the pig Perfect. Perfect could hardly believe it. Not only did he learn how to fly, but he had a home. This was wonderful. This was perfect. The woman's name was Olive. I have a niece named Olive. Hey, Olive. The woman's name was Olive. She loved Perfect Pig, and she did everything she could to please him. She gave him baths. You want to see him get a bath? Aww. She fed him the very best vegetables there were, and from plants that she grew in her own apartment. Olive was an artist. She liked to paint pictures. Pictures, of course, of Perfect, sitting among the fruits and vegetables. He was a wonderful model. My sister-in-law, Susan, Olive's grandmother, is an artist. Hey, Susan. However, Perfect soon grew restless. He began to look outside the window longingly at the sky. He missed flying. Olive understood and took him up to the very top of the roof. See him longing at the window, looking outside. So she took him up to the roof. But I want you to look at the picture. Olive looks kind of sad, doesn't she? I wonder why. So when she took him to the top of the roof, he flew about while after she waited for him. From then on, he went out flying for a short time every day, kind of like walking a dog on a leash. People liked the paintings of Perfect and bought them from Olive. Her savings jar began to fill up, and up. Soon, Olive's apartment became crowded with fruits and vegetables and growing Perfect, because Perfect was growing. That's what happens. He had grown so much that he was getting too big to even hide. He has grown a lot. So Olive decided that the best thing for both of them would be to live in the country. She made a label for her savings jar, and it said, "House in the Country." Perfect couldn't read. But he could see that Olive was very happy and excited. That made him happy and excited too. She's saving her money. She's going to move to the country. But their happiness did not last long. The next day, while Perfect was out flying, a heavy fog rolled in. Perfect got lost. He flew around all day long. He couldn't find his home. He was lost. He couldn't see a thing. Oh, sorry. The fog lifted and Perfect spotted a perch, a bench to sit down on. He landed on it and fell fast asleep. A man's voice woke him. Well, well, I'll be the man, said the man. A pig. Check it out. Whoa, the wings, he said. I'm fixing to make a fortune. And you can tell he's just downright no good. Look, sneaky fella. Sneaky, sneaky. He picked Perfect up and ran away to home with him. How's he gonna find Olive? Perfect found himself in a small room. The man took off a belt and said, "Okay, oink. Now I'm gonna train you. Fly around this room." He cranked the belt like a whip and Perfect flew around the room in perfect flight. "That's good, Oinky," said the man. His name's not Oinky, it's Perfect. Then he poured some garbage and gave it to Perfect and said, "Eat it." Perfect was shocked. A pig eat garbage? He ran to the window and tried to get away. I'm not eating garbage either. But pigs do eat garbage. I'm sorry, they do. Harley, am I wrong or right? Shout out to Harley Cummins. "Oh, no, you don't," the man said. And he tied Perfect to a pipe. Perfect was trying to get in the bed with him to sleep like he did Olive. Put him on a short leash. That's horrible. When the man thought that he had trained Perfect good, he dressed him up in a clown costume and took him to the park to perform. He looks ridiculous. Don't you know he's shamed? Oh, that's so sad. At the end of the show, Perfect flew over the audience. Everybody oohed and awed. They gave the man lots and lots of money. Perfect had to do the same thing every single day. Every night the man greedily counted his money, then tied Perfect up even tighter. "You're not going to get away from me, you flying pork chop," he said. But he was still worried that Perfect might somehow escape and go free. So the man bought a cage and locked Perfect up. Perfect was miserable. His wings ached. He hadn't had a bath in months. The man gave him nothing but garbage to eat, and he never, ever, ever kissed him. Or even told him he loved him. That's bad. Every night, Perfect cried himself to sleep, missing Olive and thinking about Olive. Olive went up to the roof each day and searched the sky for Perfect. She walked through the streets looking everywhere for him. That's so sad. Look at the cage he was in. It was so small. Did I show you? I can't remember. Sometimes she wondered if Perfect had been a dream. But she still had one painting left of him. And it reminded her that he was real and she did love him. One day when Olive was out walking, she saw a sign on a window of a store. "The Great Flying Oinky." She bought a ticket and ran into the theater. What do you think's going to happen? She could hardly believe her eyes. It was Perfect. The man was leaning over him saying, "Fly, you stupid oink, or it's off to the butcher shop with you." You do know bacon is pig, and pork chops is pig. I was just going to tell you that if you didn't know it. But Perfect couldn't budge, wouldn't budge. He was just too sad, too hurt, too tired, and too depressed to do anything. "Perfect! Perfect!" Olive cried out. Perfect raised his head. He squealed happily as he stretched his wings and flew to her. Everybody clapped Now, do you think they clap because Perfect found Olive, or do you think they just clap because they just saw a pig fly? I think it's they just saw a pig fly. I'm looking for Dottie. She's kind of got me freaked out. Olive took off that rope that was tied around Perfect's neck. "Where are you going with that pig, lady?" said the man. "This is my pig," said Olive. She and the man began to argue. "Let a judge decide who gets his pig," said someone in the crowd. There they are arguing again. Well, the judge listened to both sides, and then he said, "I think the pig should choose." And of course, Perfect chose Olive. The judge told the man to give Olive half the money he made off of Perfect. It was Perfect's rightful share for all the work she did. He said, "That is so true." Olive took the money, bought a house in the country where she and Perfect lived in peace and happiness. The end. Here's the story. I wonder what that was about. I wonder what the theme or the moral of that is. I don't know. You think about it. Because as I've told you, sometimes a theme and a moral is the way we relate it to our lives. And the way I relate it, a pig can't fly, sometimes that's true. Something may not happen. And the possibility of it happening the day a pig flies means it'll never happen. But you always can't give up on your dreams. You got to keep on dreaming. Because this pig, she's going to learn how to fly. Bye, I love you.